What's up, guys? Yesterday, I reached out to you on Instagram and told you to ask me anything. From tricking to personal life, I want to answer as many questions as I can. So let's get right into it. Amber, thank you so much for asking. To be honest, right now is the perfect time to learn tricking online. There is a wealth of free educational content on YouTube, and because you don't need to go to school, you can learn literally whatever you want. So if you want to invest your time to learning the terminology and the culture behind tricking, just search up tricking on YouTube and sit there for 2 hours. Trust me, you will learn a ton. Honestly, yeah, that's what I did. If you want to really learn tricking, there are a few ways. First, you can go online and just learn about tricking there through YouTube or through paid content like my curriculum, which you can find on my website, Volume 1, How to Start Tricking, just 10 bucks, it's cheap. But the other way is you can find an instructor, a class, and an in-person gym. When I first started tricking, I was lucky enough to kind of be apprenticed by really good-hearted just trickers in my area who could really teach me the ins and outs of the sport. If you don't have access to something that is physical, go online. And yeah, just do that. Pick a couple of tricks that you think are within your athletic skill set, and you can go super basic with like front kick, round kick, tornado kick, pop 180, scoot. All of these tricks are extremely low risk and easy to learn. If you want to start tricking, that is what I would recommend. Most definitely. I think all trickers should train parkour, rock climbing, maybe ninja warrior, some sort of pulling activity to balance all of the push that they do with their body. Not only that, but there is a huge value in cross-training a different discipline, even if it feels somewhat unrelated. If you don't have nice grass in your area, you're kind of gonna have to get creative or go out and travel to a better training location. Personally, I have never really had good grass in my area, but there's plenty of playgrounds. If you can find a playground with maybe some mulch or that like bouncy rubbery surface, that is a great thing to learn tricking on. But honestly, I would really recommend you go out and get access to a gym. In a gym, if you have a spring floor, it'll take a lot of the impact, and learning tricking is far less risky. But I would also recommend going out and traveling. If there is nice grass or a golf course, maybe 3-5 miles away, I'll take that bike ride. That's not that bad. So if you can travel, get creative, or maybe find access to a gym, those are all great environments to train. I absolutely love this question, because in the sport of tricking, there's no standardized or regulated way for us to judge each other as athletes. In martial arts, there is the belt ranking system. Everyone starts out at white belt, and typically you go up and you train, and then you eventually earn your black belt. And your black belt is like a signal to the rest of the world that you have learned this martial art to a certain degree. At least you've learned the basics. But when it comes to tricking, there's no such thing. There's not something that makes a beginner tricker a beginner, an intermediate tricker an intermediate. And in a lot of ways, there's not even a good infrastructure for what makes a professional tricker professional. I am a professional tricker. I get paid to do what I love in a lot of ways, but it's through teaching you guys. A lot of professional athletes within the sport will range within skill level to Michael Guthrie, who is sponsored by Adrenaline and the best athlete in the world, just hands down, to maybe other athletes who are more connected within the community but haven't really gotten that skill level. There's no real standardization, so my big tip is to not judge yourself and not judge the other athletes around you. One person might be better at you than something, and then the other guy might be better at you than something else. I am cleaner than almost every tricker out there, but I can't quad cork. Everyone has their pros and cons to their tricking style, and that's something we should embrace as a community and not run away from. If you want to build the strength, the stamina, and the endurance to do a really long combo, you need to train a lot of short combos. What I would recommend for most athletes is to first learn individual tricks. Then maybe once you've collected 5, 10, 20 basic skills, start putting them together in short 2 to 3 hit combos. Then, once you do a bunch of those, you can link the end of one combo into the beginning of another. And that's how you see athletes create those really long combos with 10 or 15 different skills that range in difficulty from basics to advanced tricks. In reality, they're trying to link together a bunch of maybe 2 to 3 to 4 hit combos in a long line. Me, personally, I've been tricking about 8 years, give or take a little bit, but I've been practicing movement my entire life. I kinda got cheat codes. I did 8 years of classical Taekwondo before I started tricking, and both my parents teach acrobatics and physical fitness. So my life has been in this wormhole of training, and I absolutely love it. But I've been tricking about 8 years. First, I love how you blame your leg for the fact that you fell when you were practicing your 540. If you're struggling to perform the swipe aspect, where you do that round kick and then you follow through to land back on the kicking leg, just do it on the ground. Practice a standing round kick and then try and pick up your bottom leg to land on the leg you kicked with. That drill alone will help you a ton in learning that swipe. But don't blame your leg. Chances are you just haven't learned it yet, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's no need to put blame on something else when you're just not good enough yet. Get back to training. If you are stuck in a small place right now because of quarantine or something else, chances are you shouldn't trick. Rather, you should work on your body so that way you're ready for tricking. If you get quarantined in your house and then you spend the next 30 days just stretching and conditioning, you're gonna walk out of your house ripped. And that's what you should do. Don't try and focus on doing crazy tricks in a small place. Just focus on stretching and conditioning so that way you can walk out of your house more jacked than ever before. I like this question and I don't have a good answer because I haven't really mastered anything. The idea of mastery, I think, is very subjective, loose, and often depends on what your vision of that trick is. I personally don't think I've mastered anything. The whole idea of mastering is about the process. I enjoy training and learning. I don't think I've learned jack yet. The more I learn, the more I realize that there is out there that I can learn. So when it comes to feeling like I have mastery over anything, I don't. Plus, I'm young, I'm only 24. You cannot master anything in 24 years of life. It takes a lifetime to master a specific skill or discipline, and I just haven't had that yet. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to everybody who sent in your questions. If there's something you want to know, DM it to me at Mastering Tricking, and I'll try to respond if I can. Everybody's quarantined, so I got a little bit of extra time on my hands. But thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day.